Today we are going to discuss about transportation, the circulatory system. Third lesson, that is transportation, the circulatory system. So what is transportation? What do you mean by transportation? So transportation is a common thing. So we know the process for transporting the materials from one place to other place is called as transportation. So generally the living organisms takes food material for their growth and repair mechanism, isn't it? So that the taken food materials, the food transported has to reach each and every cell present in the body so that they can assimilate them, so that they can produce energy from the food material. So to do this, to make it happen, there should be some system to transport the materials to every cell. So that is why we need a special system called as transportation system or circulatory system. So before getting into the discussion of transportation system, let us study why actually there is a need of special transportation system in a living organism. So when it comes to transportation system in the living organisms, so generally the organisms has to transport the materials with the help of some system. So as you all know, every function in a living organism is carried out by a special system, isn't it? For example, the nutrition is carried out by one kind of system, that is digestive system and circulatory system. The combination of both digestive system and circulatory system will carry out the function of nutrition. And in the same way, for transporting the gases, there is a system called as respiratory systems. Like that, we find a special system for carrying out every function in a living organism. So here there is a special system for transporting the materials, and the need of transportation system is to transport the materials in a better way. Okay, so understand, the materials can be transported in a better way by having a special system. Okay, so this can be understood by discussing the comparison between unicellular and multicellular organisms. So the unicellular organisms are very small. You know, from the previous classes you have studied, the unicellular organisms are one-celled organisms. They are very small. They do not have much size. They are very small. They are made up of only one cell. Okay, so they will transport the materials very easily to a small distance. The unicellular organisms easily transport. They do not have a need to transport to large distance. As the cell size, as the organism size is very small, they have to transport the materials only to a smaller distance. Okay, and the process helpful for transporting the materials in unicellular organisms are diffusion, osmosis, which are very simple process, helpful for them to transport the materials. Okay, but that the same processes, that is diffusion and osmosis, are taking place in the multicellular organisms like tall plant or big organisms like elephant, blue whale, then it takes a lot of time, as they contain some millions, some lakhs, some millions of cells. So it takes very long time to transport the materials. So that is why there is a need to have a special system for the transportation of materials. Okay, so that is the need of developing or having a special system for transporting the materials. Okay, so now let us enter into the topic, transportation system. So the first topic is pulse rate. The first topic you are going to study in the transportation is pulse rate. So you may be wondering, when you go to a hospital, when you fell sick, the doctor will hold your hand and he will observe something at the watch. He will hold your wrist and observe at the watch what the doctor is trying to do, what he is trying to do. So it is surprise, it is a activity of a doctor, the act of a doctor. What he is doing, he is trying to count something. Okay, he is trying to count something. What is that? Pulse rate. He is trying to understand, he is trying to measure the pulse rate by holding the wrist of a patient. Okay, so this is how he will observe the pulse rate, and it is crazy to think that the doctor is measuring the pulse rate of a person by holding his wrist. Okay, so it looks crazy, but it is a procedure, and there is a relationship between the pulse rate and a heartbeat. That's why the doctor hold the wrist and measure the pulse rate of a person, and it helps him to find out the condition of a patient. The pulse rate will help the doctor to find out the abnormalities or problems, the condition, so not problems. Okay, so this is called as pulse rate, and you have activities on pulse rate to understand more about it. The first activity is the same thing that was done by the doctor. So you have to repeat the same work done by the doctor to a patient. Okay, just now I told, so when the patient went to a hospital, when the patient went to a hospital, then the doctor will hold the wrist and he will check something, isn't it? So the same thing you have to do to understand what the doctor is trying to do and how you can measure the pulse rate. Okay, so this is the activity 1. Try to find out the pulse rate of some people and try to note down the result in the table. Okay, you can take the reference of a table given in your textbook and try to find out the result. Okay, that is activity 1. And next, coming to the second activity. The second activity is also similar, but here you are using a matchstick stethoscope. Okay, and here you have to understand the pulse rate. Pulse rate is nothing but it is the rhythmic up and downs observed at the wrist portion. The rhythmic up and downs observed at the wrist portion is called as pulse rate. Okay, so the activity 2 asks you to prepare a matchstick stethoscope and keep it on the wrist portion to observe the pulse. And how do you make matchstick stethoscope? What is the procedure followed to prepare a matchstick stethoscope? It is very simple. Just you have to take a cap of injection bottle or a button and insert a matchstick into that cap. Okay, so that it becomes a matchstick stethoscope, and keep it on the wrist portion and observe the up and downs. You can find out the rhythmic up and downs movements in the matchstick stethoscope when it is kept on the wrist portion. That is called as, that is how we can find out the pulse rate of a person by using the pulse rate. And you have to understand the pulse rate differs from one person to other person. For example, the pulse rate lies between 100 and 150 in the infants below 3 months, and it lies between 90 to 130 in the infants. Okay, and in the adult people, children, and in the adult people it lies between 60 to 100. So this is how the pulse rate differs from one individual to other individual. You have to understand the pulse rate differs from one person to other person, and from one situation to other situation. For example, a person sitting leisurely on a chair has one pulse rate, and the person who is stepping up the staircase or who has ran for some time will have a different pulse rate. Okay, so just now yesterday, after a long time, I came to the school and I stepped up 3 floors. Then I have observed something different. I have observed that the pulse rate has increased in me. So that examples will helpful to understand the pulse rate differs from one situation to other situation. Okay, and you have to take down the pulse rate of different people by using the matchstick stethoscope, and again you have to record the results in a table. Okay, so this is the activity 2. And so now, are you using the same procedure to find out the pulse rate of a person? How the doctor will study the pulse rate or heartbeat of a person? So by using a stethoscope. So let us see the small history of a stethoscope. Stethoscope is discovered by René Laennec in 1816. René Laennec in 1816. He discovered the stethoscope. He invented the stethoscope. Okay, and what was his first invention? Or generally the scientists do not invent the final product. First they will produce one product, and later the product is made improvised, and finally then a new product will be ready, isn't it? So in the same way, the René Laennec has used a paper tube. First he used a paper tube that is 10 inches in length and 1 inch in diameter. Okay, he used that particular sized paper tube and kept one end of the paper tube on the chest portion of the patient, and the other end of the paper tube is kept near the ear to listen the heartbeat of a patient. Okay, later on it is developed, the tube is made with a bamboo, and like that the stethoscope is developed. This is how the story of the stethoscope, this is how the stethoscope has invented.